So for today's games, we are going to be taking a jump back to playing Sorcerer, but we're going to play a slightly different list from last time. We're going to go ahead and dive into some games right away, but you may immediately notice that this one doesn't have the high top end that the other list did. I've been seeing more and more aggressive decks, more and more mid-range decks with lower curves. So playing the Bone Colossus, playing the Supreme Atromancers has been mattering a little bit less and less. And I kind of wanted to see what this deck would be like if we kind of just cut that stuff out. I'm leaving Encano because he's just too good of a finisher. But instead we're going to say the top end is more like Thief of Dreams, Bringer of Nightmares. And instead focus on things like Mystic Dragon and Crown Quartermaster to make the deck more aggressive. So here, we're playing against Mage. We're going to throw Encano back because he's our finisher, and this is one of the few prophecy cards we have in the deck, so we want to throw that back, I think, as well. Plus we have a 1-drop, so like our first couple of turns actually look pretty well defined for us already. Ooh! Fighting a sneeze. That'll be fun.
I keep a spare blade.
Alright, let's get our Smork on.
I keep a spare blade in my boot.
We don't know what kind of mage it is yet. Probably either Control or Prophecy. Changes. I'm running Cunning Ally because the intelligence count went way up by going with this list. I'm running Famlorn Hero to pump up the intelligence count and also to punch things in the face.
I used to be an adventurer like you.
And so we'll see how it goes. Right out of the gate, we had 2 1-drops that were immediately answered by 2 1-drops, the Execute and the Firebolt. The good news is that we did get daggers out of ours, though.
Do not test me, knave.
Moment of Truth, First Rune Prophecy, like you would expect. I mean, it is Mage after all. Wow, Javelin.
Let's shed some
And
light
hey,
on the
we got a Firebolt. So this will be interesting because I took out the late game threats because we weren't running into control decks, and the first game, right out of the gate here, we queue into one of those control decks. So best use of Magicka, I think, is probably to do this, and then use 1 dagger and 1 firebolt, because we basically have to clear that. So at least we still end up with a 3-3, but he's done a great job of slowing us down at this point. Like, I would be shocked if we could turn this around. Between him having both the Execute and the Firebolt, and then the First Rune Javelin, it was kind of brutal. Things that could potentially pull this out for us would be obviously a Bringer of Nightmares high roll, should we top deck it. It would be like Thief of Dreams would be pretty fantastic on the following turn. But again, we decided to go a little bit more smorky,
ancestors bless us.
and we're already being punished. Of course he gets the Javelin back. I mean, neither of those 1-drops would have helped him at all, but that Javelin.
Too late for you.
Let's go and do that. He's going to trade here. He's going to probably Javelin that. Nothing we can do about it, sadly.
History shall remember this day.
I mean, we did have to essentially force that out.
I used to be an adventurer like you.
Nothing makes me happier than a second Rune Prophecy. So this isn't even the Prophecy heavy version of this deck, as you can tell. He's just, you know, hitting them.
Careful there, friend.
So I guess we'll do that, because it's the only form of pressure we have, and then we'll cry inside. This one is decisively over. Even if we were to top deck like a Thief of Dreams at this point, it would be pretty hard for me to buy that this one is even close to winnable.
Nice try. Care to go again?
Your blood will spill.
Alright, here's where you hope for the high roll.
I will rend your flesh.
I don't even know what a high roll would be in this scenario, to be honest. Iron Atronach, maybe? I guess. I mean, it's a 3/5 body, but we don't even get to draw the card. Do you guys want to see what a Dawn's Wrath looks like? It looks like this.
The longer the odds, the sweeter the victory.
This is what a Dawn's Wrath looks like. Oh. So that was obviously not the high roll we were looking for. Oh. Nope. No Dawn's Wrath, he just has Bolt number 2, Javelin number 2.
Too late for you. The longer the odds.
Alright, let's get rid of this now. Kind of tempted to get rid of that as well. I mean, Manticoras are going to be a problem later, but I think we just get rid of that to protect this. Because again, we have 0 ways to generate pressure right now. Outside of these 2 little orcs. I'd feel much better about this game if we actually had Supreme Atromancer still in our deck.
Too late for you.
I mean, we're not out of it. We do still have all of our lightning bolts.
Gotcha.
We still have Thief of Dreams.
I summon thee.
I mean, that's probably game. Depends on what we get here. Oh, we're one short of lethal. How sad is that? We are 1 short of lethal. So I think that the proper play is to do that.
I have
In this
many important things on my
here.
mind.
And then pray for a lightning bolt. Now theoretically this could have traded here as well, but then we don't set up a lightning bolt lethal damage scenario. If we had 1 more Magicka, then we could have done that. Moment of truth. It's not a lightning bolt. Now he's got 1 lightning bolt left in his deck. He could also have Atromancer or Incano, so there's a chance that we're still dead.
There's a plan. There's always a plan.
My friend would like to
Bruma,
say hello.
Hyrock. Uh-oh.
My friend would like to say hello.
Well, he gained just enough health that we can't force it through. We don't have any way to kill our own hunting spirit to buff. We don't have any way to kill this outright because we're 1 damage short. Turns out it was a mistake putting this on this side. So that's a definite punt on my end for the game. Had this ended up over here, we just win the game, right? I can't flood a lane to pop my own hunting spirit. Alright, so we lost that one to my own play mistake, I guess. if you're wondering why I put the Harpy over here as opposed to over here, at the time I felt like putting it over here just meant it was going to die to this. So I was putting it in the Shadow Lane with the hopes that I would still have some way to blow through the Hive Defender, but sadly we did not. And we also, again, found no lightning bolts. Man, that is a close game. A very close game. We just did not have the last little bit. Not sure what's taking him so long. He's clearly there. There we go. Mousing over his cards. But, yeah, kind of a bummer. Going backwards never feels good. Let's give her another go. So yeah, if a Harpy was alive and on the left, we had a chance. I'm just not convinced it would have been alive, though. He would have not had enough for lethal, right? We were at 13. He had exactly 13 on the board, so if he tried to run over the Harpy, it would have put him one short of lethal. So I guess if he was going for the win... Yeah. Plus, I think he'd already attacked. I'm slowly coming back to me. I think he'd already attacked with the left, right? Because all we did was lock down the other creature, right? Yeah, we locked down Hive Defender. We were at 3. So yeah, it's 100% a punt on my part. Man, those are the worst losses. I say it a lot on stream, but I hate losing more than I like winning. And no loss feels worse, at least in my opinion. Let's throw you back. No loss feels worse in my opinion than those that are of your own demise, right? Like if I just get blown out, then that's fine. Not a lot I probably could have done. If I have a bad draw, again, doesn't feel great, but I'm also aware that there's not probably a lot I could have done. But when it's a close game like that and you lose it because of something that was your own play mistake, to me, there's nothing more rage-inducing. Because the only person I have that I can be mad at is myself.
Friend.
So, those are certainly the more frustrating of losses.
Do your worst.
This is going to die. There's not much we can do about the ward. We can, however, get this guy pumped up a bit. Which would then set us up for potentially Cunning Ally, and if it triggers, into Firebolting that.
Your blood will spill.
Oh, how interesting. So we could actually trade just to make sure that that spirit gets no value, and I think that is the way that we are going to go. Let's play this.
Let's shed some light on the problem.
So we can Firebolt here, trade and trade. You know, if we wouldn't have played this, then we could have had this survive, but then the rest of our plays wouldn't have been that great either, so... sequencing obviously matters, because we have to kill this before this, but I think it's still worth it. Because it gives us back control of the board, and it prevents him from getting value from the Haunting Spirit, which is a pretty big deal. At least in my opinion, it's a big deal.
I have you now.
Let's see what happens here first. It's a tough call, but I think he's got that. Nope. I could have seen an argument for either or, so that was kind of a tough call. It's also a little disappointing knowing that he's got a Word Crafter, because that means He's gonna do that.
Let's shed some light on the problem.
Alright, so we get some potential tempo Harpy plays, though his Firebolt's gonna wreck our guy. So we have to decide if we want to be the aggressive player here or not. Because we could trade Firebolt, Harpy, or we could go face Mystic Dragon and then Harpy this, meaning that he would have to probably trade that and the Firebolt. Alright, we could Harpy this, make him have to either trade both or that and the Firebolt. Our hand is pretty lackluster for trying to race, but I think that's what you do. That's really unfortunate. Of course, when I decide that racing is the right path, that's what happens. Guess we do that. Yeah, it's not looking good now. Between him getting the free prophecy and being out ahead. Oh, and a cucumber mace.
I have you now.
Well done.
Your blood will spill!
By Arcade's beard, this day will be mine.
Alright, the Encano's kind of nice to see. So we have Firebolt, Harpy, Daggerfall, Swing, realistically.
By the 8th, they will meet their makers.
He's just got, well, that's a bummer. He's got a superior board presence at the moment, which is a bit of a challenge. Answers with his own tempo Harpy, which is not bad at all. Defensive Lightning Bolt looks like it's going to be pretty good. And we'll saturate with a Spirit. This is a tight game.
Confound you!
It's not looking good though if he's going so hard face.
Your destruction is at hand.
Oh my god. So much shackle. So we have Encano that could pull this off. Which almost feels necessary. Because we don't have another good way to pull it off and or stop it. It's just also kind of a feels bad play. Because he's got 2, 4, 5 damage. And then if this thing lands face, it would be 2, 4 plus lethal plus whatever the top deck is. So while it's a really like feels bad play, it's the only thing that we have in terms of a potential path to victory. So we have to hope that he didn't draw any source of additional damage, and that this doesn't hit face. Wow. All right, he drew an additional source of damage. That'll do it. Fair. Well, there you have it. The Smorcerer, the Sorcerer, not doing as well as my late game centric one after 2 games of testing.